Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Valmore. Today I am returning to the Elder Scrolls Cookbook. But before I can get to that recipe, I'm going to have to use the internet to find a simple recipe for Italian bread that will be the base of this recipe. This is garlic bread. Let's get started. So for this I'm going to mince a few cloves of garlic and chop some parsley. And now for the garlic butter, I'm going to start with softened butter. And the recipe calls for salted butter, but I don't usually keep salted butter around, so I'll just add some salt, garlic, and parsley, and I'm just going to stir everything together. And to really let those flavors come together, I'm just going to let that sit for a few hours while I continue on with everything else. So to get this bread started, I'm going to start with some active dry yeast and some warm water. Also going to add in sugar, and I'm going to let this combine for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add in the flour, salt, and olive oil. And I am going to mix that together at a low speed for about a minute. And as this is mixing, I'm going to add in some flour a little bit at a time until the dough gets a little smooth. And after the dough smooths out and pulls away from the bowl, I'm going to turn up the speed and let it knead for about 5 minutes. And now I'm going to cover that and let it rise for about 30 minutes, or it doubles in size. Now that that has puffed up, I'm just going to punch it down and then let it rest for about another 10 minutes. So now onto my floured surface, I'm just going to put my dough. And I'm just going to shape it into a loaf. And put it onto a baking sheet, and I'm just going to score it on top a few times. And I'm going to put that into the oven for about 15 minutes until it gets nice and brown. You can also tell if your bread is done if when you pick it up and tap the bottom it sounds hollow. And now I'm going to let that cool for probably like 2 hours. And now I'm going to lay out some sliced bread on a tray and load that up with my garlic butter. And then I'm going to put these in the oven for 10 minutes. Now after letting that cook and the butter soaking in, I am going to cover it with parmesan. And I'm going to put those under the broiler until the cheese gets a little brown. So I found this to be absolutely delicious. Although the garlic may be a little overpowering for some. And other than just a quick trip in the oven, it's basically raw. It didn't really have a chance to soften the sharp flavor of the garlic. And making homemade Italian bread was a truly amazing addition. The outside was nice and crusty, the inside was soft, and then in the oven, the outside just got even crispier, and the butter kept the inside soft, and it was just loaded with flavor, and just a wonderfully salty Parmesan to finish it off. And when I think garlic bread, this is basically what I want. I hope you enjoyed. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at chef_Velmore. The links will be in the description below. I'll also put a link to the Italian bread recipe that I used. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and come on back next week for another recipe.